And it was Casemiro who got there. Just put it wide. If that had been inside the post, maybe Donnarumma would say he got it covered. But it is the half-time whistle. Smiles from Real Madrid players who played a containing game for the most part. One or two brighter moments as the half came to its conclusion. But Angel Di Maria had that very early chance, which he skied. Mbappe, of course, has looked like Mbappe, which is making it difficult down one particular flank for Real Madrid to defend. But we reach half-time in the Parc des Princes. Players who know each other so well, and that's been apparent really with the way the game has been played tactically. It is 0-0 at the break.
This match is brought to you by Expedia, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
Was that a goal?
तुम एक ब्रिलियंट साइंटिस्ट हो और जो तुम अपने देश के लिए कर सकते हो उस लाखों की भीड़ में और कोई नहीं कर सकता।
मेरा एक प्रपोजल है, इंडिया स्पेस प्रोग्राम सर।
हमारी जरूरतें कुछ और हैं।
I can't wait around for things to happen to me. The train is leaving the station, my friend.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you on it, or have you been left behind?
रिलेशनशिप्स ना चाय और बिस्किट की तरह होनी चाहिए, अलग भी सही है और साथ में अमेजिंग। रंगों से है भरी अपनी ये जिंदगी, एक दूजे के जो संग रहे तो it's all good, it's all good।
हमारे दादाजी कहा करते थे कि इंसान को उसका कर्म दिन मनाना चाहिए। तो आज तेरे अच्छे कर्मों की शुरुआत है।
नहर के किनारे से बरामद हुई लाश अजीत सोढी के भाई महीप सोढी की है।
मेरी सौख हमारी वजह से किसी की जान नहीं जाएगी।
तेरी सौख।
गोली मार दी मैंने तेरे भाई को। तेरे बाप बेटे पे को चोट का उंगली भी नहीं लगा पा।
थोड़े दिनों में आप हाई कोर्ट के जज होने वाले।
क्या करना है?
एसीबी इन्वेस्टिगेशन, अरेस्ट, नोटिसेस सब खत्म करना है।
नेक्स्ट। तुम एक ब्रिलियंट साइंटिस्ट हो, जो तुम अपने देश के लिए कर सकते हो उस लाखों की भीड़ में और कोई नहीं कर सकता। आपने नाम नहीं बताया अपना?
मृणालिनी परवाना ईरानी मेरा पूरा नाम।
Parsiest name I've ever heard in my life.
कल सुबह 6 बजे चीन की पीपल्स लिबरेशन आर्मी ने भारतीय सीमा पर 2 हमले किए।
It's the proposal to make India's first atom bomb.
अगर मैं कहूँ होमी नेहरू से छिपकर बम बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है तो?
ये कमेटी सिर्फ एक एडवाइजरी कमेटी है जिसका काम है
to advise the correct use of atomic energy. और इस वक्त देश की सही जरूरत है एक एटॉमिक बम।
देश क्या तुम्हारी?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
सर एक एप्लीकेंट आया फॉर एन इंटरव्यू। सर एक बार मिल लीजिए, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है।
एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम।
दिन में पशुपालन विभाग से 200 बिल सैंक्शन किया गया। कितना खर्चा किस चीज में हुआ? मुर्गियों का दाना, पशुओं का चारा।
15 करोड़ रुपए के फर्जी विड्रॉल्स हुए।
59 करोड़ 39 करोड़ सर।
लाइफ में पहली बार इतना बड़ा खेला दिख रहा है। चूहा मिल गया। कितने का दाना खाया? 958 करोड़।
ये साहेब बीवी का जो खेल चल रहा है तो बिहार की जनता भूल गई है असली नेता कैसा होता है।
साइकिल से लेकर सुइंग मशीन तक एवरीथिंग इज फ्रॉम अ फॉरेन कंट्री। हम इंडिया में कुछ बनाते ही नहीं और मैं इसे बदलना चाहता हूँ।
So I propose the creation of an institute.
Two simultaneous kickoffs in the round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League, and we've had 4 goals between them, none at the Parc des Princes between PSG and Real Madrid. At half-time, it is 0-0, and it hasn't been the half a lot of football fans would have wanted. Of course, Manchester City giving a big smile to Ian Cheeseman at the stadium, to Terry Phelan here and their fans as well, because even though the away goals rule has been abolished, City are playing as if they still believe it exists. 4-0 at half-time to Manchester City. 4 goals, but in our featured game here on Sony 10-2, it is 0-0. And I'll get Don and Terry in on the action here because there hasn't been much on the pitch. Don, I start with you because it seemed like for 40 minutes, Real Madrid had been told, just don't touch the ball, do anything else, but don't touch the ball.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of respect going on, Arpit. I think you can clearly
own positions, they're making life a little bit difficult for PSG. It's up to PSG now to be able to find a game changer. Yes, they've got Messi, yes, they've got Mbappe, yes, they've got Di Maria up there. But they need a game changer now, especially in the second half. They've got lots of possession of the ball, but as you know, you can have lots of possession of the ball but not do a lot with it. Then the other team can go on a counter-attack and score. So they've got to watch that. Yes, PSG are playing a high line. You know, Don's hit the nail on the head there with Benzema. He's not quite fit, so they can't really put balls over the top for him. They're keeping sort of like away from him. I think Real Madrid will be happy if the scoreline stays this and then they go back to Spain.
0-0. What do you think, Don, Madrid's strategy was in this? Because it seemed like for most of the time it was just to thwart what PSG were doing.
I think it might be the dynamics of the away goals rule being scrapped. I'm not saying that's entirely why, but you know, on the normal circumstances, if that rule was still applying, maybe Real Madrid might have come out and tried to put a bit more pressure on PSG. Now that away goals being scrapped, they can afford just to try and sit in, as Terry said. If you offered Carlo Ancelotti a 0-0 draw now, absolutely he would take it. So no longer they've got to worry about that away goals rule, especially PSG in the second leg. So Real Madrid are staying in the game. They're trying to have a little bit of momentum. They've not really got it, but they're keeping Mbappe quiet. They're keeping Di Maria quiet. They're keeping, you know, the front men, starving them really of any real ball possession into their feet where they can be dangerous. So in terms of Real Madrid, I think even though they are the mighty Real Madrid, but they respect Paris, I think all in all for them being away from home in the first leg, they will take a 0-0, clean sheet, move on.
Well, it already seems most of the action has been in a halftime studio show than on the pitch there. One attempt on target for PSG. Real Madrid not doing much in this match yet. There have been a couple of yellow cards though, feisty challenges from both sides. Now let's quickly show you the 4 goals that we have witnessed in the Champions League knockout stages so far. All of them coming from this collective juggernaut of Manchester City. Riyad Mahrez starting things off. Bernardo Silva, a name that we did mention earlier on, one of the stars of the show as well. Phil Foden gets in with his 8th Champions League goal in his 150th appearance for Manchester City. Terry Phelan, good times for the citizens.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. That's a brilliant goal by Bernardo Silva. A fantastic goal. And City are going from strength to strength. You know, they're controlling the game. They're going down the flanks. They're going through the middle. They're stretching Sporting, to tell you the truth. And Sporting don't know whether they're going to come out and play, they're going to drop deep, a mid-block, a low-block. And Manchester City are just ripping them to shreds. And this is a vintage performance now for Manchester City. And, you know, hopefully, bring it on into the next round, quarter-finals.
Well, they do seem like they are going to make it for the 5th straight quarter-final. And the first team in the Champions League history to lead an away game by 4 goals right now. Could get more in that second half. Don was talking about maybe Real Madrid respecting that away goals rule being abolished. Well, Manchester City have absolutely no respect right now for that rule being abolished or for the Sporting defense in Portugal. They haven't had a great time there, but they're changing the script quite dramatically. But in our featured match here, it is still 0-0 between PSG and Real Madrid. We'll get final thoughts from the gentlemen. And of course, the second half from Paris is on the other side of this break.
Was that a goal?
खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
कल 7 वादे करूंगा तुमसे
No, obviously Real Madrid defence are doubling up, aren't they? They're getting the numbers behind the ball. They're making life difficult for PSG. PSG moving the ball, obviously trying to move it between the lines and around the front of them. But I think if PSG get a goal, it might open it up again and Real Madrid might have to come out.
Well, both teams are coming out onto the pitch. Karim Benzema has not had a sniff on goal. Expect him to change, especially Don, with you saying that he doesn't look fully fit to you?
Yeah, I think he'll just have to manage himself, to be honest. Only he knows how his hamstring is. He's lasted 45, so he must be feeling okay. He's not played in a number of weeks, so he might just tire towards the end of the game. So bench is going to be key. I wouldn't have thought to start the game for Hazard or Gareth Bale with their lack of match fitness and sharpness. So maybe Rodrigo might be the answer towards the end of the game for Real Madrid.
Well, as things stand, it is 0-0 at the Parc des Princes. What changes we find out in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know, do you? But in a few years' time, I'm sure UEFA will look at the situation again and see if results have changed as a result. But this game has just lacked an edge, hasn't it? Both sets of players very friendly with each other in the tunnel, and that's kind of transferred out onto the pitch.
Well, there were signs towards the end of the first half that Real Madrid tried to show a bit more attacking ambition. Not enough to carve out a chance so far for Karim Benzema, back in his home country, of course. And as you say, Alan, lots of interconnections.
Interesting, though, to see if there is a change of attitude from Real Madrid. See if Carlo Ancelotti has just urged them to be a bit more attack-minded. You can't keep sitting back against this PSG team.
There's a spell in the first half when Nuno Mendes, in that left-back position in an attacking version of it, was complimenting Kylian Mbappe and at times Leo Messi. Of all the talented attackers on view, Mbappe's looked the one capable, perhaps, of breaching the defences that he faces.
Yeah, it's in games like this where they do miss Neymar, though. Neymar fully fit and flying. Somebody who can work miracles in tight spaces.
Hakimi. A little bit of room for Messi, and the pass almost for Mbappe. Messi comes again. Benzema maybe apologises for not making the run. He's played a little bit blind by Asensio. Benzema was back on his heels. Maybe he's just looking after that hamstring. It's 23rd of January that he was injured, so it's pretty quick recovery, risky, you would feel. Goes again. Could be out for a longer period. Here's Verratti. Mbappe. Swirled away. Cross from Nuno Mendes, from the other fullback, Hakimi. This was a moment of promise.
Yeah, we're so used to seeing Messi making the difference in those areas, picking up the ball time and again. It's not quite the same Messi that we're looking at in a PSG shirt.
Verratti. Di Maria, to Messi, to Danilo. There's something takes something very special, and there are plenty of players out there capable of producing sensational moments, or maybe a mistake on a slippery surface. Wasting no time, thinking of playing from the back. Marquinhos. Some 350 games for PSG now. Messi done by Di Maria, Messi on to Hakimi. Messi. Paredes. Now Verratti. It might be in here. That's a great save by Courtois, and that was Mbappe almost breaking the deadlock, but the kind of football that PSG have just tried to get further up the pitch where they can really get at Real Madrid.
It was brilliant football, actually, to keep that move going, some slick passing in really tight spaces. I mean, you can see he's surrounded there, but gets his shot away quickly and well.
High press from Paris Saint-Germain. Gets into possession again. Nuno Mendes down that left-hand side. Messi. Di Maria.
A bit of purpose to PSG start to the second half.
Man of the match in that Champions League final, getting on for 8 years ago, and it was virtually his last contribution as a Real Madrid player. It surprised everybody. Down on loan to Manchester United, and then has made a second home here in Paris. Donnarumma, not one to panic. How about that?
It's rare that so many Real Madrid players squeezed it there and got close to the keeper. That habit of just sitting off.
Shake of the head from Eder Militao.
He's an aggressive central defender. Sometimes can overstep the mark, but he's a good player, isn't he?
He'd want to disarm Mbappe as far away from goal as possible, but it's just a little too aggressive. Whatever PSG do this season in the rest of the Champions League, the talk of Mbappe until he commits himself one way or the other. So, be dominating the headlines. Of Courtois is out of his goal, and he manages to make a save on the way back. Others were covering him on the line, but Paris win it further forward again. Hakimi biding his time, couldn't really pick anyone out. Now Verratti, who's not a great goal scorer and doesn't want to shoot. Mbappe always does.
They all hung back there. Nobody got across the keeper at the near post. Incredible, that. Hakimi's just waiting for the run, which never came.
Danilo. It's a much more open field to this second half already. Eder heads it out. Nuno Mendes having a fine game. Messi has the ability to the top corners from that kind of position, but this one went straight at the goalkeeper. Scored here against Manchester City in a similar position in the group stage.
Amazing to think he's just got 2 league goals so far, normally in the 30s for Barcelona at this stage.
I think it would be wrong to speak too early of a decline. I'm sure emotionally it was a hard thing for him to do. Didn't really want to leave Barcelona. He was prepared to have a savage cut in wages to stay, but they just couldn't get the bureaucracy right with the finances of the club he'd served for so long. Modric. Vinicius Junior. Now Toni Kroos. He's certainly capable from that kind of distance.
Yeah, he's got a good shot. I mean, his goal record's fairly poor for player visibility, but fancy his chances there, why not?
2 of his 3 goals this season have come in the Champions League. Modric. Dani Carvajal. Casemiro. Knew where Kroos was. He should do. They've played together a long time now, this midfield 3. Alaba. Kroos. Tricks here. Carvajal joining in on Modric's wavelength. Vinicius Junior. Definitely signs of more pep in attack on both teams since the resumption.
Yeah, the crowd haven't had much to get excited about at all, but you can feel the noise increasing.
Messi, served by Verratti, gives it back to the Italian again. Di Maria just hesitated, and the ball was lost, not from his teammate Nuno Mendes. Best 10 minutes of the match, really, the first 10 minutes of the second half. Certainly Courtois had far more to do. Mbappe works him again.
You can see this is a big night for Mbappe against Real Madrid, potentially his next club, desperate to do well.
There's Kroos. Asensio. Toni Carvajal for company. He's run into traffic though. Danilo. He's just caught by Mendy. Yeah, he too is out of the second leg. But Casemiro.
These challenges are a fraction of a second now. Yeah, it's a foul, but although he's hurt his man, I think sometimes just a foul is enough.
It is that kind of surface where you have to commit yourself. Great movement by Kylian Mbappe. Follow up from Nuno Mendes. For all the possession they had in the first half, Courtois had a relatively easy ride. That's not the case so far in the second half. Certainly going for the ball. Trying to create their own atmosphere. Mauricio Pochettino took Tottenham Hotspur to the Champions League final. They lost to Liverpool in 2019.
Well, I wonder at what stage the managers will be looking behind them at the benches. Plenty of talent on there for both sides.
As you say, Alan, it's a massive night for Mbappe. He could just make the difference here, whether he wants to stay in the end with his hometown club, or he said all along, really, that Real Madrid were perhaps the team of his dreams. Perhaps he's going to be a very wealthy young man, if he isn't already. Here is Mbappe. Nicely work between Di Maria and Mbappe. Messi's on the scene as well. By Benzema's having to come deep to get involved. behind them again, and Real Madrid stuck in their own half, as they were for much of the first half. Hakimi. Back to Di Maria. Danilo seems okay after that treatment. Nuno Mendes. Acceleration from Messi, gets within range. There's Eder who blocked it. Look at the numbers that they've got to try and find their way through. Ancelotti's organisation standing the test. There's plenty more examinations to come, you feel, in the last 30 minutes of the game. Maybe one here with Hakimi. Trying to fight into the tackle where Benzema is, just to help out. Kroos miscued that to his own obvious disappointment. And Paris come again. Passes are quicker, the determination greater. Mbappe, challenge, it's a penalty on the hour mark. Referee Osato points to the penalty spot.
No, Carvajal not complaining, he's going nowhere really. Mbappe, the second touch taking him out, but the right back knows he hasn't got the ball, and he's pretty sure, I'm certain that the ref's going to point to the spot. Mbappe has always looked the most likely tonight.
Will be checked, but one would have thought that's an easy option for VAR. So it had to be Lionel Messi, with his 26 goals against Real Madrid already to his name in 45 appearances in his Barcelona days. All of Paris holds its breath as the great man steps up, and Courtois saves it. Absolutely mobbed by his teammates. And you've got your headline. Messi misses against Real Madrid.
Well, you're no longer quite so sure with Messi.
Comes Danilo, who was striving to keep up with Vinicius Junior. Couldn't do it, so he's booked.
You're just looking at the face of Messi before the penalty, and you did wonder about his confidence levels. Got the ball, but there's a shirt tug as well.
He has missed a number of penalties in his career, but I don't think he's missed one before against Real Madrid. But Courtois, well prepared, with the agility to keep it out, and we stay at 0-0. Modric. Suspicion of offside there. Asensio allowed to go on. Mendy. Vinicius Junior. Goes Di Maria. Coutinho's trying to come out with the ball and get PSG rid of the disappointment. Messi will redouble his efforts, I'm sure. Here he goes to Hakimi. That was a do-or-die challenge from Casemiro, and he did.
He did.
Died.
He did. Right challenge. Maybe that penalty incident all liven both sides up.
Carlo Ancelotti. And the law laid down to him. Again, two Italians. Well, certainly one Italian addressing another. Carlo had too much to say in reply. It was some redress against Di Maria for that foul. It's just a free kick. Here goes Luka Modric, still 0-0. Alaba. Thrown away by Casemiro. Verratti just about kept it alive, and then Messi took it away from Paredes. Breaks for Karim Benzema.
Yeah, the decision-making and the concentration levels have been really good from both sides, but you get into this stage, 25 minutes left, tired legs, tired minds maybe, and mistakes can happen.
Verratti just trying to find a way through with some quick feet, some trickery. This quarter's Militao cleared it, yeah.
Yeah, the shockwaves go right up your leg there, kicking the sole of his boot.
Pochettino remonstrating in defence of one of his players, but Thibaut Courtois,
well, he's a big lad, and if he gets this right, there's every chance he's going to get something on it. And it's not Messi's finest strike from 12 yards, that's for certain.
Big Belgian goalkeeper served his club nobly then.
I thought Carvajal would be the first one there, but he got beat by 3 of his teammates.
It's always an animated figure. Verratti plays his heart on his sleeve. Cross. Carvajal with an early cross, nearly reached Benzema. It's in the box, with impressive for Real Madrid. Haven't said that too often tonight. Verratti. Now Messi. Marquinhos. Mendes again. Mbappe. It's not quite coming off. Modric helped out then because they're a defender line. Alaba had gone charging into midfield. And he's on his way back. It's this foul.
Yeah, I think there were players trying to gain an advantage with a reaction to tackles, trying to get opponents booked, maybe sent off eventually.
Marquinhos probably trying to calm Verratti down a bit. He pick up a yellow card.
The Messi expression says it all.
Against this team of all teams. Talent and the time. Considering the wasted penalty to the back burner. This ball in. So, went a lot further than Real Madrid would have wanted. And ball by Messi. This is the amount of time they feel Neymar has got to offer after 11 games out, injured in November, damaged ankle. Casemiro. Dani Carvajal, a much relieved man. Kroos. Spotted by Mendes. Being outpassed Real Madrid, but most importantly, they're not being outscored. Golden opportunity to change that has passed the home team by. Messi. Mbappe. Messi tries again. We're waiting in the middle. Kimi to join in as well. Quinhos keeps PSG on the front foot with the help of Kimpembe. Very nearly getting Mbappe in behind. It was again danger well recognised by Modric. There isn't one to panic. Helped in by Verratti. Messi. Di Maria. Go. Strong centre to that Real Madrid defending though. Paredes. Go wider maybe to get the ball into the box, but there's no great presence in there in blue. Asensio gets it away. Responsible play by Danilo.
Not been many occasions where somebody on the ball has beat the man. Mbappe's been the closest to doing that. He has managed it a couple of times.
Ball by Di Maria. Here is Mbappe again. And he did look offside, but he's so quick. And we have to be careful about committing ourselves, and of course the assistants are encouraged not to do that. But it was a good call.
He'll know he's been in the game after this, up against Mbappe.
Well, they'll try and make it a bit more difficult for Mbappe. Lucas Vazquez, who was a right winger and could come on for Asensio, but Rodrigo's going to do that job. And he's been, in more recent times, Lucas Vazquez has become a right back. Go on and shut out Mbappe is the message, or words to that effect. And it's departure time for Di Maria. And comeback time for Neymar. To a great reception.
Well, he normally produces fireworks, Neymar. The ball in the right areas. Give it a good 20 minutes with his fitness levels, I'm sure.
Champions League winner, of course, with Barcelona. 2015, played in the final for PSG, that disappointing final. Their first final a couple of seasons ago when they were beaten by Bayern. Goal from Kingsley Coman. Here is Neymar, having to beat the referee to start with. He did that. Still going. Close to providing a spectacular start. He's got a free kick here.
I was going to say, you know, both sets of defenders haven't given away free kicks within shooting distance yet. I think that's the first one, really. He does actually get the ball, I think. It's the tumble of Neymar that wins it.
Alaba, who was adjudged to have been the culprit. Wanting the spray to make having a little joke with Casemiro. Of course, both Brazilians international colleagues many a time. Well, we've got two world-class talents disputing which one of them is going to take this on. You could understand if Messi said, look, I've just wasted a penalty. Actually, just by that angle, it's pretty central, isn't it? Right foot or left foot will do, but as it marginally favours the right footer. Well, the referee's done well to get the ball back that distance. That's a proper 10 yards.
Neymar might say, I want it, I want to take it.
Yeah. We're about to find out. It is Messi. Courtois was very confident that that wasn't going to bend inside his right-hand post.
Never threatened to. I'm not sure Messi's in the right frame of mind tonight to pull off a bit of magic, but you can never rule him out.
If it stays like this, it will be a one-off decider, really, in the second leg. Bernabeu. Has done everything he can to throw down the gauntlet. And pressing here. And he forced an error. In a hurry to take the throw to Paredes, but from the wrong place. Di Maria now hoping that others can do the job against his old club. Here's Verratti, beavering away in midfield, typically. Neymar. This is how it was for much of the first half. Paredes, Messi, away from Kroos, using Neymar, back for Messi again. Lovely interplay, and no one, particularly Mbappe, could quite stick out a foot to get a telling touch.
Yeah, it's lovely from Messi, but Neymar's made the difference in the time he's been on the pitch.
Neymar's corner. Mbappe on the move in the middle, it doesn't get to him. By Verratti. Messi. Wind it up. Oof. Mbappe's so close again. In a game of few chances, he's knocked on the door much more than most.
Yeah, he has. He's been the man tonight.
Casemiro. Vasquez has a job on his hands, really. Pochettino asking for handball. Indeed. In the end, Pochettino saw the funny side of it. Here, we won't see the funny side of this if this is Junior and Benzema can come up with something for Real Madrid.
Tried a trick, didn't come off.
Verratti. Here's Messi flipping it on to Mbappe, trying his luck on the right. Hasn't done that too often tonight. Neymar predominantly on the left. Mbappe licensed really to go anywhere he can to try and turn this parity into victory. Here's Vinicius Junior again. To link up with the onrushing Mendy's out of position now. And Mbappe's on the ball. Still. In the end, Alaba, who of course can play left back himself, wasn't fazed by finding himself in this position.
Really good defending this. I think this was heading for that far corner. Courtois might struggle with that shot.
They've called most of the tunes tonight, PSG. Need to be in total harmony to get the melody of a goal. Neymar waiting at the back post. Casemiro. It's always astonishing to see these top players so composed in such match of such importance, so close to their own goal. Any miscalculation, any slip on a wet evening could have catastrophic consequences. Nerves hold and talent is without. But here's a little bit of a pickle for PSG. Not for long. Kroos. Vasquez. Modric. Kroos. Yeah, natives a bit restless here, Alan, aren't they? So Real Madrid passing the ball and their team not pressing it. Kroos. Mendy. It's a necessary free kick given away, really.
He was always going to go down there, even though he didn't have to. He's hurdled the tackle. No, still no Eden Hazard for Real Madrid. No Gareth Bale.
Having a look to see which number is going up. Valverde, plenty of experience behind him.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, you didn't see him, he was hidden.
Just a wee lad, but it's been difficult for him at Real Madrid. It's not been in his manager's plans in terms of the starting 11 at all. Much.
Valverde, who is a busy midfield player, Uruguayan international, of course. Involved in those South American World Cup qualifiers a couple of weeks ago. So Toni Kroos, can Real Madrid steal it here and go home with a prize 1-0 lead? Kroos takes. Spotted in there, it was Benzema. He's going for the ball fairly enough. And a little bit of refereeing needed here.
Yeah, it's just been a bit niggly at times.
Militao. Kimpembe was certainly having something to say. That's what it was about on the right of your picture. Rodrigo, haven't really seen any great involvement from him since he came on. It's Kimpembe who's got the yellow card. Maybe there was one for Rodrigo as well. Of course, now with the abolishing of the away goals rule, going there to the second leg, if it's 0-0 here, yeah, Rodrigo did get booked, I thought he did. A 1-1 draw won't take you through after 90 minutes, or in any form of before the game goes to penalties. So wait to see how that shapes up, defines the tactics. We sort of felt in the first half that maybe Real Madrid were happy just to make sure the clean sheet was in place. course, they would want to score, but whether you go pursuing an away goal with a gusto when it counted, we'll have to wait and see how that pans out, as Alan said in the first half. Here's Kroos. Back with Alaba. The visitors on the front foot here in the closing minutes. Mendy. Benzema. The defensive position taken up by Neymar.
No doubt about it. It'd be a very good draw for Real Madrid. When you consider some of the moments that Mbappe's enjoyed.
Neymar. Messi running out of time to make amends for the penalty failure, but here he goes. Closed in on him. It's a quartet, really. Benzema. Kroos. Casemiro.
Well, they've not overcommitted all night, Real Madrid. I don't think they're going to start now. Search of a goal.
Kroos taking his time. Put a lot of effort in, PSG, into this game. From the two changes, but, position to hustle and hassle the opposition. A little bit concerned probably about keeping their own clean sheet.
Both teams actually look fairly happy with the status quo at the moment, 0-0. Take it down to Spain.
Nice ball by Kroos. Well, here is a chance. They did commit a few players forward then. Ancelotti's side. Neymar can find Messi, and Hakimi's in space. Messi can see him. He's now run into traffic, but Neymar's still going, and the great man's in here. Not quite sure what he saw from that angle. Maybe not the chance to put it directly into the net.
I thought he was trying to lift this into the roof of the net. I think he was. That's a good look at it.
Idrissa Gueye, back from helping Senegal win the African Cup of Nations. Karim Benzema's hamstring has stood the test up till the 87th minute. There is a very late run out for Gareth Bale in the twilight of his Real Madrid career, but he's helped them win 4 Champions League titles.
Interesting to see what he does at the end of this contract in the summer, whether he continues playing football.
He's only 32.
Yeah, I know.
Marquinhos. There's going to be a sting in the tail here. Mbappe steps forward, hasn't done that very often. Neymar. Paredes. Now, Gueye. Hakimi. And Idrissa Gueye goes on. Here's Neymar, found by Nuno Mendes, but this has been exclusively the case. Apart from the penalty incident, Real Madrid play their way out of trouble. And there's 90 seconds plus added time to go here in the Parc des Princes.
Coming into this match, we thought we'd be talking about all the strikers on view, but there's been some magnificent defending from both sides. There really has.
Mbappe trying to undermine the Real Madrid defence in these closing minutes. Back by possesses a lot of know-how in the Real Madrid lineup, and Casemiro almost with a little wink.
He's looking at the ref as he goes.
Yeah, I'll have that one, please. Fuel in the tank for Benzema for what lies ahead. Seemed to be a recurrence of the injury. Great news for him and his team. Bale's in the middle. Rodrigo. Close, beaten to it by Trezeguet. Messi running out of time to make amends. But Mbappe will get there first. Still Mbappe. And no one following up.
Even then, they were reluctant to push on, weren't they? PSG.
The kind of position where Mendes might have come in, as he did once earlier in this half. We're into 4 added minutes. Paredes. He's up a yellow card.
PSG will feel they've done enough. They've obviously had the penalty miss, but apart from that, had some moments where the right pass would have made the difference.
Headed on by Bale. Rodrigo. He looks a prospect, doesn't he? Nuno Mendes. Shorter numbers. So it was cut back.
Yeah, couldn't pick out Neymar. That looked impossible.
Hakimi. A lot of mutual respect here tonight. A fair amount of caution, even from PSG at times, as we just mentioned with that bite from Mbappe, where no one was really busting a gut to get there in case they were caught out by a counter-attack. Mbappe's weaker moments. He's had a good game. There's nothing that's been seen tonight by Real Madrid which would make you not want to side him.
No.
Verratti. Here he is. You get the final word. Collected by Messi. 2 minutes left of added time. No foul. No foul again. And that might just open it up for Idrissa Gana Gueye, who scored a spectacular goal in this stadium against the Manchester City. 5-1 into the top corner. PSG the lead in that 2-0 victory back on match day 2. Verratti. Well, we know that in the Bernabeu we'll see more of Real Madrid as an attacking force. Whether that will suit PSG, only time will tell. Heel by Neymar to Mbappe, plotting right to the last here. Try and get away through it, he's done it! Kylian Mbappe sends his celebrations to the PSG fans and his teammates, and Madrid as well. He scored very, very late to win their last league game, 1-0 against Rennes on Friday. And this is a much bigger stage, a much more important context. He's come up trumps again. Alan Smith.
Well, you cannot say PSG do not deserve it, and you can't say that Kylian Mbappe does neither. He's been the standout performer tonight. He's kept going. He's been absolutely fantastic in what has been such a tight contest. But look at this. This has been the case. all night when it's been 3 against 1 or something like that, but he's managed to skate through the lot of them, and this time finding the finish in the way that's eluded him before, through the legs of Courtois. But they've deserved it, the French team, for what they've put into it and what he's shown. What a player.
Well, it's a first leg victory, that's for sure, for PSG. And they've got now the handle on the second leg. It was a touch of genius to come between the two defenders, and by Neymar with the back heel. It had the kind of attacking quality we were hoping for from the whole game, but it's a moment that has surely decided this first leg, in keeping with the quality that these two football clubs have. I mean, cautious first leg. Paris Saint-Germain did their best to set the agenda. They should have taken the lead, or really could have taken the lead, with Messi's penalty, which was won by Mbappe, but he decided to settle it himself. At least this first leg victory kept on going right to the very last, and with the last thrust of the game has given his side a 1-0 lead to take to the Bernabeu next month. Final score in a now jubilant, from the majority at least in this stadium, Parc des Princes: PSG 1, Real Madrid 0.
Was brought to you by Enjoy Responsibly and Experience, UEFA Champions League sponsors.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done.